Good evening, my family and friends. Today, we're not going to chit-chat. Instead, we're going to work in the kitchen. And I'm actually going to be doing a Whole Foods food that even kids love. I mean, who don't like a chicken nugget? Let me show you how to make your own chicken nuggets, Whole Foods, better for you, and honestly, eliminating 95% of all processed in what we get from our freezer section. Does it take a long time? Not really. I am preheating my oven at 375 degrees. Naturally, I will have the recipe in the description box below for you. But for now, we're heading to the kitchen because we are going to make some chicken nuggets tonight. I just felt like something simple, something, I don't know, just something not so much in my kitchen, and chicken nuggets just seem to say, hey, this is awesome. And we're actually going to be baking some sweet potato fries on top of it, and probably, not sure yet, if I'm going to make a Caesar salad to go with this. Although I do have a recipe which I'm going to be doing soon. I'm going to make a different version of macaroni and cheese. It is not from a box, and it's using products you wouldn't ordinarily think of. Now, these recipes, that is going to be at a later time, although I really was tempted to make that macaroni and cheese today. I will say that this recipe, if you are gluten-free, if you're celiac, y'all, you can substitute for this. So this is going to be an all-around recipe for everybody to use it the way that's more comfortable for you. So let's go in the kitchen because we got some nuggets to make. Okay, y'all, so we are actually going to make this mix for our homemade chicken nuggets. Now, I'm actually going to be doubling this recipe because I believe that I will be freezing some of them for another meal. That way I'll make it a lot easier if I want to just be able to pop it in the oven, reheat, and go. Especially when I do things for church. Okay, so we're going to start out with 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs. Now, again, if you are celiac or anything, use whatever breadcrumbs you use. You can use almond flour, whatever you choose. I am actually going to be using breadcrumbs from my fresh milled bread that I dried, so that is going to be mine. And I need 1/3 cup because we're making the filling for our chicken nuggets, so I need 1/3 cup. Now remember, y'all, I am actually doubling this recipe. This is for 1 pound of ground chicken, by the way. And 3 tablespoons of milk of your choice. Now I am literally going to try this with buttermilk and see how this works. So I need 3 tablespoons of milk of choice. I should have probably just did this out right off the bat, y'all. I am sorry. This one took just a little bit longer than anticipated, but like I said, I'm doubling this recipe, so I have not had a chicken nugget and I don't know how long. And when I learned how I could actually do this Whole Foods, it was like, yes. All right, now we're gonna go put our milk away and come back with the rest of these ingredients. Okay, y'all. So the next ingredient is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I am literally using garlic powder that I had dehydrated and milled myself, basically ground up to make garlic powder. The same thing I did with onion powder. So we're just going to use my own homemade version. So we need 1 teaspoon of this. We need a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. A teaspoon of salt. Make that your preference. If you don't want as much salt, you don't have to. I am actually not going to use as much. A half a teaspoon of onion powder. And a dash of black pepper. I am going to be using fresh milled in mine. That's my dash. It doesn't seem like it, but because I sat here and literally ground it. But now we're just going to mix all of this together right now. We're going to absorb this liquid into our breadcrumbs to kind of soften them up right now. I guess it's a filling to, it's our binder, a natural binder basically for our chicken nuggets. All right, and it looks like this. It's just a crumbled up mess basically. And then at this point we're going to add our 1 pound of ground chicken. And now, the best way to do this, y'all, is literally with your hands. You can use a spoon if you want to. I am just going to mix all this up really good. And when I come back, I will show you how we're going to prepare our nuggets to get them ready to bake in the oven. Yeah, y'all, it just, I'm doing this with that. It's a little bit too rough. With my hands is a lot easier, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We'll be back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, y'all, so now for the coating. Now I will tell you, this channel isn't all about let's just make food strictly from the Bible. It is actually just mainly to be able to, like we're seeing chicken nuggets. Well, granted, we know that it was not, chicken nuggets were not eaten in the Bible. This channel basically is learning how to eat food that is whole foods, removing as much processed food as possible to taste what real food tastes like without all the added ingredients that we're not able to digest much. We're taking and treating our stomachs better and still be able to do as much as possible, you know, enjoying the foods that we like. And then adding the Mediterranean, which again is whole foods. So, and that's what the idea today is, being able to make a chicken nugget, because children love chicken nuggets, let's face it. But is there a way of making it better? Absolutely, and this is how we're doing it. Now, I am using fresh milled soft white wheat, farm fresh eggs, and again, these are my milled breadcrumbs. I will purposely bake bread, and I use yeast for that. And I will dry the entire loaf just to make breadcrumbs, so I don't have to buy breadcrumbs anymore. I would rather go and buy some more grains if I needed to build my own bread and make my own crumbs. We just like it a lot better, and my husband can literally eat it. So I need a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese and a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I have more, so I'm going to double this. You'll need a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese into your mix. Who don't like cheese? You can fry these up in a frying pan if you want with a shallow amount of olive oil, or I do have organic sunflower oil. I just choose to want to bake this in my oven tonight. Alright, we need 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning in this. Go a little more than that. I need a teaspoon of paprika. I am actually going to be using a sweet Spanish paprika. A teaspoon of garlic powder. Again, I'm using my own that I made. Oh, every time I open this up, that freshness. And some pepper. You can add about a teaspoon of salt if you want to. To me, with the Parmesan cheese, I don't really think it needs it. Plus, there's salt in the chicken mix. That's totally up to you, though. Now I'm just going to mix this together. And then I'm going to move on to mixing our eggs up, whisking them together. And then we are going to begin making our nuggets. And we'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to get these whisked up and we will be right back, y'all. Okay, y'all, so this is how it's going to work. We have our baking sheet with a, well, what do you call this? A wire rack on top of it. You don't have to do that. You can use parchment or anything if you wanted to. I am using my 2 tablespoon cookie scoop to take out my balls of chicken nuggets. Now, you do not have to roll this if you don't want to. If you have a scoop, you can just plop this in here. We're going to add that to our flour. I'm just used to doing this, I guess. You may even take just a little bit less than that. I'll do 4 at a time. We're going to completely coat our nuggets in our flour mix. I'm going to mash these down a little bit, so this way I know I can get these coated all the way around to make it more like a chicken nugget. I'm going to flip this in my eggs mix. We want to make sure we get these completely coated, and then we're going to pull them out, straining off excess, and put them right into our breadcrumb mix. Cover them up really good without making a mess, just like so, and then just lay them on top of your baking sheet. Simple as that. Now, well, I'm going to get the rest of these done, fill up my cookie sheet, and then we'll be back to show you what we're going to do for baking them. Okay, y'all, so now, because we are using ground chicken, which is actually pretty lean, I'm just going to take and lightly, you can do basically whatever you choose to do. I am taking unsalted butter and I'm brushing the tops of our nuggets with it to add a little bit of fat. but you can mist it also with olive oil if you choose to. I'm just going to go ahead and do this all the way through here. And I'm just dabbing it on here so not to mess with the coating. Like so. And then we're going to pop these in the oven at 375 degrees, preheated oven for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes, we're going to turn these over, do the same thing that we're doing right now, and then bake them for an additional 8 minutes. So I will go ahead and finish brushing all these up, pop these in the oven, cook these for 10 minutes, and then after the 10 minutes is up, I'll come back and show you how. Basically, it's the same thing, y'all, but we'll bring them out and show you how to do this. So we'll be right back, and as soon as I get these done and baked, we'll come back to the other side. Okay, y'all, so 10 minutes is up, and I'm going to take out my pan. Oh, and we're just going to flip every single one of these over. I'm going to try and do this as careful as I possibly can. They're a little bit better right now because literally they have solidified, so they're going to make it easier to turn. Matter of fact, I think I can use my other tongs for this. Make it a whole lot easier on me. Oh yeah. Yeah, much better. I'm just going to flip these over. Bake this on this other side after we brush the tops on those. And then we're going to brush these with butter and put them back in the oven for 8 minutes. So after I get all these turned, brushed, and put back in the oven, we'll come back and we'll test these and see how they came out, y'all. Okay, y'all, so our chicken nuggets are done. The internal temp, you want at least 165. We're going to let these cool off. We're going to give this a try and see how homemade versions of chicken nuggets versus frozen taste. Okay, y'all, so we're going to test these and we're going to see how this is. I still have a few more to do, so, but I wanted to taste this and see because I've never done this myself, so. Oh, hot. All right, y'all, I will tell you, beautiful, nice, tender, not greasy at all, even with the butter on it. It's got a nice coating. The flavor is phenomenal, much better than any one I've ever tasted as far as a freezer's concerned. I can literally see kids and adults alike just absolutely loving these. Perfect bite, amazing meals, no preservatives. I am definitely going to put this in the description box below for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and finish this and we will be back. Okay, my family, so at this point we are going to finish off. I just have like maybe 4 or 5 more to do. I'm going to pop them in the oven. This is what I call a winner chicken dinner. So, excuse the pun. I will definitely put the recipe in the description box below. This makes a really good whole foods dish that everybody alike can love. You can even do them for your football nights, even for appetizers or finger foods. So, this is a winner for me, and I would definitely do this again. Literally, I can take part of these and freeze them easily, and I would probably pre-freeze them first, then I put them in a bag, and then totally freeze them for another meal. So, that's exactly what we're going to do. Until next time, y'all, may God bless you. Have an amazing weekend, and we will definitely see you again. Much, much love from the bread of life. So we'll see you again.